Keith Edwards on Stephen Miller, guys. One more time.
If Elon Musk did something online that proves that this story is very much so real, I had that
only for money, neighborly.
And I also have right now that ICE has been conducting raids in Los Angeles. These are raids that are at the behest of Stephen Miller, who
Jesus,
is, according
he's so
to Vanity Fair,
evil
has
looking.
said that Donald Trump's mass deportation effort has been lagging behind his goal. His vice president, J.D. Vance, at one point forecast 1 million deportations a year this term. The administration hasn't only been...
Dude, this is what I'm saying. Trump supporters can't do math. Like, I know that the whole idea, you guys have probably seen this, but who is it? It's the guy, the former guy from Blackwater has been advising Trump that he should privatize the deportations by having like a group of mercenaries, pretty much, right? One of these Blackwater-esque groups where they deputize citizens to remove these people. The only way that you would have that amount of deportations, which puts the lie to the whole, like, you can't have due process for all these people, right? Like, they're not deporting 1 million people. So when Trump says, how are we supposed to give all of these people due process? How is that supposed to happen? Are you going to have 1 million trials? First of all, the answer would be yes, because due process is important for all people, regardless of whether or not they're criminals or not. Everybody deserves due process. That's kind of how shit works. But other than that, it's just when you hear they're going to have, 400,000 deportations in the first 3 weeks, it's like, no, you're not. Like, I can do math. I know that numbers and statistics exist that I can look at and be like, that doesn't make sense. You can say it's not impossible, but you can say it is implausible, okay? Like, the chance of getting that many people out within the boundaries of the Constitution is just like, is not really plausible. It's not. But you guys know, with every Trump supporter that comes through here, they're like, Donald Trump's a god. He can make it happen. He's just going to snap his fingers and poof, they're gone. We all know that Trump knows solutions to problems, guys.
And then I said, supposing you brought the light inside the body, which you can do, either through the skin or in some other way.
Yeah, dude. He's obviously a fucking genius. He's a genius, guys.
Person, woman, man, camera, TV.
Fucking genius, guys. Don't forget that.
Been well behind that lofty number. They struggled to keep pace with the removals last year when Joe Biden was still president, and have called on migrants to self-deport to help boost their stats. So Stephen Miller...
I like that. I like the Trump administration's way of doing shit. They're like, there's no fucking way we're going to get this done. What if we just asked him to leave? I do have to say, though, one thing, like, was, what was it? What were they offering him? They're offering him like $1,200, right? Was it like $1,200 or $1,400? Like, that's actually kind of spot on with Americans. Like, there's probably a couple Americans that were like, hell, brother, you give me $1,400, I'll leave. Like, there was a couple, like, people in the Appalachians that were like, $1,400, shit, brother, that's a lot of money. Fuck, man. $1,400 buys a lot of Mountain Dew. I don't know. I'd probably leave. Shit, I might do it. Is he offering it to us?
Miller is failing at the one thing he wanted to do, the evil deportations that he's been trying to enact have actually not been able to happen, because the Trump administration, though they are fascist to a core, they're also very incompetent. And in order to make fascism...
Oh, gee, just the way you said it. Not only are they fascists, but, they're also incompetent. Holy fuck! We live in such a strange fucking timeline, man. Jesus Christ. Like, in the history books, imagine the year is 2084. Imagine the year is 2084. Your kids are going through high school history, And the line is, not only was the Trump administration fascist, but they also happened to be incompetent. They were incompetent fascists. They were like if Hitler met Idiocracy, met like Handmaid's Tale, and then tried to do Elysium. It was a strange time. It should just say that in the history books. It should just say it was the dumbest timeline that ever existed. Holy shit.
You kind of need to have some competence. It goes on to say in Vanity Fair, he has demanded recently that Immigration and Customs Enforcement makes no fewer than 3,000 arrests a day. And we're seeing that happen in real time as Stephen Miller is railing against Elon Musk because Elon Musk took Stephen Miller's wife. Stephen Miller...
I like the way he says it again. He didn't say... He didn't say she left to work with him. He said took Stephen Miller's wife. What's the chance, guys? How many kids are Elon Musk up to? How many kids does he have now? Like 15? Is Stephen Miller's wife going to be mama number 16? Is she going to be the mother of Azibadabadabadibidabao, the third? Child number 16? Is there, I wonder if there's a DraftKings bet on that, a FanDuel bet. I bet there is. I bet there's a bet right now. Somebody look this shit up. See if there's a bet on whether or not Stephen Miller's wife will be the next Elon Musk baby mama. I might be willing to put some money. This is not financial advice, just so you guys know.
Miller's taking it out in the rest of the world and the country.
Look at you guys. 13,
yesterday,
14 seems like it.
In Los Angeles, here's a bit about that. Hundreds of protesters rallied in downtown Los Angeles late Friday afternoon, condemning the ICE immigration raids that took place at
this actually just happened today, right?
3 different locations across LA earlier in the day. The protests did remain pretty much peaceful. I have really shocking footage of ICE running over a protester who was trying to stop an illegal arrest.
Some sort of
hell of a
smoke
cliffhanger.
To help
oh no!
try and keep those people from the gate here. Okay, so here we are. We're in the middle of the street here. You can see one person trying to stand right in front of this SUV here, but he's gonna. It's just such a dangerous situation here. And it's really not going to do him any good to be standing there and possibly get ran over by agents. So
I'm talking about the guy in the car.
Here they are. They're on 9th Street now. Crowd is running alongside with these vehicles. And I pretty much guarantee that this SUV is not going to stop. Someone throwing. Looks like.
Oh!
All right, let me widen out here. Okay, so we saw some eggs being thrown at the vehicle. Now he's just
come on, man.
Partly ran over by that SUV.
Dude, you don't hit somebody else.
And there goes.
Oh,
it looks like a bicycle was also struck in the crosswalk here. So it's just a dangerous situation. It doesn't.
And this is what I'm saying. When people say shit like, it drives me up a fucking wall to watch citizens say shit about other citizens in this like fucking area. It's like, it's a protest. These are fucking ICE people. There is no reason that you are in that big of a hurry. Like, you could have fucking, you could have radio for backup. You could have stopped. Like, what the fuck, man? And yet there'll be people out there like, he should have got out of the way. Shouldn't have been in front of the car. Like, people will fucking just roll other, like, fucking average citizens under the bus to cuck themselves for these motherfuckers. Like, that shouldn't happen to anybody, man. Like, that's fucking nuts. Jesus Christ.
I have to say, I'm so sorry that happened to that protester, but I loved hearing that reporter saying that they were throwing eggs at the truck. This is exactly what we should be doing. And I think it's despicable that MAGA was laughing about it. They said LMAO, a left-wing protester, tried to block an...
Yeah, exactly what fucking sheet poster just said. That shit didn't happen in China during the Tiananmen protest. The tank stopped. This guy didn't. Like, what the fuck is wrong with our government, dude? And if you're watching that and you're like, well, He should have got out of the way. That's like, you have to understand, that's a slippery fucking slope. If you sit there and you say to yourself, it's okay for that person to get ran the fuck over during a protest, you know that you're only a few, like, instances away from people being abjectly harmed by police officers and them claiming that they were in the right. Like, there's a moment that was really strange for me. My uncle was a captain of CHP, my aunt as well. And when George Floyd died, it was so visceral that I saw them and other police officers coming out and denouncing what happened to George Floyd. Like saying, I saw conservative people say that ain't right. And I was like, there you go. That's like, thank you. Thank you for fucking being a human. Thank you for having humanity. Thank you for recognizing. And then, of course, you get all these people going, hey, he's a drug addict, he was a criminal, all that shit. It doesn't fucking matter, man. Every person, regardless of their criminal history, deserves to be treated in a certain way by our police officers. If we do not hold the officers of the law to a certain amount of accountability, it is a slippery slope that ends in authoritarianism. Look, there are good cops out there, and there's a whole lot of fucking bad ones. Because it attracts a certain type of person. Because the psychology around being a police officer does not lend to having patient, helpful people. It takes a certain type of person to follow through with what police officers are actually supposed to be. And unfortunately, they are few and far between. If you defend shit like this, then you are giving a pass to people like the cop that killed Michael Floyd. Or I'm sorry, Michael Floyd. I think that's a football player. George Floyd. To continue to abuse their power and have those behaviors. There's no way that you can defend what just happened right there.
ICE SUV transporting illegals and got ran over in the process. And as someone else said, you are cheering on the United States government running over a U.S. citizen. How pathetic are you? Pathetic. I am happy to be on the side of the people who are defending those who cannot defend themselves. And history has shown that when you defend people who can't defend themselves, you are more times than not on the right side of history. We're on the right side of history with this sort of stuff. And this is not normal, what is happening. It's not normal what is happening. And it's only because...
Yeah, and this is what I'm saying. So when we talk about Kilmar getting brought back, I recognize the human element of it and the people that are cheering for him to not be convicted in his trial. I understand that part, but I don't want people to lose sight of the fact of how important it is that he's receiving due process. Now, whether or not, like I said, whether or not he's going to be given a fair shake, we know about our judicial system. We know about our judicial system and minorities specifically, and we know about Trump's judicial system. When you have something like what he just said, this is not normal. This is not normal. It's very important for people to continue to fucking say that. Because the reason that Kilmar Garcia is being brought back to even be given a chance at a trial, fair or not, due process, fair or not, is because you guys spoke up about this, because you guys, you weren't silent. And a lot of times people think they're not doing anything. They think, man, I'm not actually, like, what are we doing? We're just talking about it. Like, is this even doing any good? But there are, like, legit positive outcomes that have happened in the past 5 months. I know it seems like 10 years, but in the past 5 months, from you guys speaking out, from content creators making content and saying, we're not going to let this be swept under the rug. You guys know, right, that if you weren't talking about this, if I wasn't talking about this, if people weren't talking about this, shit would be 10 times worse right now. The only thing that is stopping this administration from running motherfuckers over in protests are people talking about it, videotaping it, saying this is bullshit. That's the only thing keeping this from being fucking just, cops being able to do whatever they want. That's what the George Floyd thing was so fucking important. Because people saw it. Because some young lady busted out her phone and said, this ain't right, and took a fucking video of it. If it wasn't for that young lady, you wouldn't have any reforms that we had during the Biden administration that Trump rolled back. So just keep talking, man. Just keep being fucking loud. Don't be hard on yourself. Don't feel like you haven't done any good, because you have. You've done a good job, and there's a lot of fucking work still to be done.
Stephen Miller is a crazy person, and it's only going to be intensified because Stephen Miller has now personal, interrelational dramas that the New York Times and CNN are both reporting on. And what has happened now is that Stephen Miller was unfollowed.
Yeah, Mod said Trump wants cops to have total immunity. I remember having this conversation with some conservatives before the election, and I remember saying, I was like, so like you trust police? Like 100% trust police? And the dude was like, no, I don't like police. And I was like, wait a minute. So you don't like police, but you're voting for Trump? And he's like, yeah. I was like, you understand that Trump is trying to give complete immunity to police officers, so that way they can never be sued civilly, so that way they can never be sued criminally or taken to court criminally. He wants to use the government's lawyers to defend police officers in these cases. He wants to make it harder for people to bring these cases, or not at all, and give them complete immunity. And the guy was like, no, he doesn't want any of those things. And literally during that time was when he had said that he would try for complete immunity for police officers, so they could not be taken on to trial criminally. And I pointed that out, and the guy was like, nah, he's not going to do that. It's fucking insane. These people will do whatever mental gymnastics are necessary to make their cult leader, okay? I said this the other day on, I was talking shit on Tim Pool's comment section, and I said, I get it. You guys say that the Epstein files, that the Democrats didn't want to release it because Trump is in, the Democrats would have released it if Trump was in it. I go, but the reality is Trump is friends with people in those Epstein files, and there are people in the Democratic Party that are friends with people, or that are Democrats that are in those files. And it's really sad that you can't get out of your cult long enough to recognize that. I know you want a hero. I know you're desperate for a hero, but Trump ain't no fucking hero, dude. He ain't a good person. He's not, like, they have created this facade in their mind about this caricature of Donald Trump being a hero. He ain't, dude. He's one of the fucking worst, man.
By Elon Musk. Real quick, this message is so important. If you can hit like on this video, it really does help boost it up into the algorithm so more people see it. If you can, please do that. It's a big help. Here is Stephen Miller raging on Fox News at Elon, as Aaron Rupar says here, tough scenes for Katie, because this is Katie Miller's husband going after her boss.
Oh, good.
She left him to work for.
Access. I have never in my life, as a Republican, seen an easier question than whether or not to vote for this bill. It's everything conservatives have said they've.
God, he's fucking annoying. Holy shit. Who the fuck is friends with this man?
Always wanted.
Yes, absolutely. And in your tweets and memos also, I want to get you to make this point because it's so important. This is not an appropriations bill. This is not a...
Dude, what you want to make a bet? He's got bodies in the basement. He's got bodies in the basement. Okay? Also, maybe Ben Shapiro needs to talk to his wife, okay? Maybe Ben Shapiro needs to have a word.
Yeah, you effing, with some wet-ass P-word, bring a bucket and a mop for this wet-ass P-word. Give me everything you got for this wet-ass P-word.
Yeah.
P-word. P-word is female genitalia.
Also, I bet he hears this song a lot. I bet you Pee Wee German hears this song a lot.
Who explains sexual harassment to you and me? Sexual harassment, panda.
General budget bill. This is a special reconciliation bill.
Yes.
You can't You can't. It fences off. You're really only dealing with entitlements and tax.
Bro looks so pent up. Dude, he is so pent up. Katie ain't touching that D, dude.
Taxes, basically.
Correct. There's this myth out there that we could do the Doge cuts in this bill. There's a separate process for that.
So Stephen Miller here is never going to mention Elon Musk by name, but Stephen Miller is very much so talking about Elon Musk, and this is all directed towards him. So keep that in mind. When he's saying Doge cuts, that is who? Elon Musk.
This vote is leading it.
That's right.
It's called rescissions. And I know it's wonky to talk about reconciliation versus rescissions, but those are the Senate budget rules that we have to live by if we want to pass a bill with 50 votes. And
yeah, he don't want Elon to be. He don't want that spotlight.
Not 60. But what we do have, again, is the largest welfare reform in history, in dollar value, by attaching those work requirements to Medicaid and food stamps.
Sure, no, because it's a mandatory program, and therefore
it's mandatory, not discretionary.
I don't think Elon understood that. All right, I don't want to get into all.
He said he doesn't say Elon, but other dude was like, I'll say Elon.
all that stuff. I just don't think he ever really understood the difference.
I don't want to get into all of that stuff. Wink, wink. And look at Stephen Miller laughing his ass off comedy. He's like, oh, hell.
Between reconciliation. You're going to come back. Look, I've had a bunch of senators
he liked that.
You'll come many times like that. To the well. You'll come take more.
And this, by the way, this is such a side note, but I'm going to point this out. Stephen Miller and I are the same age. We're the same age.
What?
Yeah, no. Dude. Shit, man. That dude could have been in Nazi Germany, 100%. He might be that old.
Do what you will with that information. I can't believe we're the same age. I think he might be a year younger than me. Here's how I want to say about this is I just hope they both lose. I don't care who comes out on top. In fact, I hope none of them come up on top. But I just hope that they continue fighting each other. Now, CNN is reporting that everyone is talking about this in the White House. Everyone is talking about it. And the New York Times, when writing about this, talked to a divorce coach in Miami that said breakups, even in business or platonic relationships like the one between Mr. Trump and Mr. Musk, can have ancillary.
Elon Musk about to hand Stephen Miller's wife a cup of semen. Because we all know that Elon doesn't actually get to have sex with these women. Can you just imagine how weird and awkward that is? If you a lady and Elon Musk is like, I was the other day thinking about you, and I made this cup actually for you. So that way, maybe if you wanted to, like, you could take this home and put it in your vagina.
P word. P word is female genitalia.
Mm-hmm.
Effects on others in their orbit, whether they like it or not. Usually people want to stay away from it. They don't want to deal with the drama, Mr. Garcia said, adding that, quote, they feel like they're pigeonholed to pick a side, and overwhelmingly the way it works is that the person that does a lot of speaking is where they go. And so I just want to remind you all, too, that this is not the first time we've been through this. Do you remember George Conway and Kellyanne Conway? I mean, this was Donald Trump breaking up a relationship, but they did eventually get divorced in 2023. And now we have Stephen Miller and Katie Miller. Katie Miller leaving to go work with Elon Musk. Can you tell me if you think that this is...
Hold on. Unknown Variable says, there's a guy that makes vids comparing the Trump cabinet to Nazis. He did side-by-side pics. I don't know if it's doctored, but damn, it's scary how they look like famous Nazis. Look, I just finished, guys. All right. I'm a big fan of... I watch is it glowing? It's kind of reflecting with the Wheel of Time. Okay. I've been reading Robert Jordan's books for a long, long time. Just finished the Wheel of Time. You know what that gives me? That gives me Wheel of Time. Okay. That's like the weave is spitting out another, it's Goebbels coming back. All right. If you guys haven't watched the Wheel of Time, first season's slow. Second season's good. Third season's better. Just saying. And if you haven't read the books, you should. They're great books. They get bad in the middle, but they get better at the end when Brandon Sanderson takes over. Kind of gives me Wheel of Time, okay? That's all I'm saying. Is it seems as though maybe those Nazi scientists have been spun back out into the weave, okay? That's all I'm saying.
Is going to end up any other way than the way that we think it will. And I'm just going to be sitting here and watching it all as it happens. I will say that one thing that has happened in the past 24 hours is that Trump said, I just wish him well to Elon Musk. Elon Musk said likewise. And then Elon Musk deleted a series of tweets where he asked why should he apologize, and that he would apologize when the Epstein files came out. And he also deleted that original tweet that was the bomb about how Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. So
yeah, but if you go to his Twitter, actually, he did not delete tons of other tweets. I mean, it'd be pretty hard. He's tweeted like a million fucking times since this happened. But I went and looked at that because all these conservative people were like, everything's okay now. Everything's fine. There's no fighting going on. It's totally cool now. And I was like, are you sure about that? And then when I looked, dude, there's tons of tweets still on there claiming that it's not the one that says, you know, the big bomb is that Trump's in the Epstein files. That's why I won't release them. But there's still like the one that says like people who hate Elon and people who think that Trump's in the Epstein files. And it's like them shaking hands. Like that one's still on there.
This thing is still simmering. I feel like they're probably going to try to make nice. We'll see. I don't think a drug addict and a sociopath can make nice for long. This administration is incompetent. And if they're dealing with interpersonal drama, as that report showed, they're not able to enact the awful policies they want to enact. So let them fight. I hope both teams lose.
Yeah, like I said.
Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, please hit like on the video. If you're not subscribed, consider subscribing, and I'll see you next time.
Want to let Keith finish his outro there. Like I said, the best case scenario in this administration is for them to fight enough that you don't see them capable of enacting the things they want to enact, right? So we don't want to see the Project 2025 shit pushed all the way through. We don't want to see the techno-oligarch people pushing their shit all the way through. And we all know that Donald Trump actually is not. Like, he doesn't, the only thing he cares about is the big, beautiful word tariff. That's it. That's all he cares about. He cares about telling people about tariffs. It's a cool word. I've been using it a long time. It's like groceries. I made it up. You know, like, that's all Trump really cares about, is just, like, being able to, like, have his time in the spotlight. So, you know, like, he just wants to have, like, the military parade and shit. And, like, the really scary stuff, obviously, is the people surrounding him. So the more infighting there is between these people, the better it is for America. Hopefully we can get through this 4 years without, like, too much damage. You know, obviously already we fucked our you know, trade partner alliances, so that sucks. And there's already been a lot of damage done. So, you know, maybe I'm fucking wrong, but I can tell you this is, like, it is hopeful to see these people fighting with each other in a way that keeps them from enacting the absolutely fucking dystopian policies that they want to enact. So let's hope it continues in this manner, and we get through these 4 years with these people not accomplishing half the shit that they want to accomplish. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please like and subscribe and hit that notification bell, and check out that video on the screen now.